Good morning, dear students. Whether my voice is audible?
Ma'am, is audible.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Happy Monday to everyone. So I hope everyone wrote the test, attended the test of biodiversity as well as ecosystem on Saturday. Whether all of you attempted that, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we are going to concentrate. Now I said in the last session that today from Monday we are going to concentrate on the most important concept, that is the specific biology concept. Today we are going to mainly focus on the chapter principle of inheritance and variation. So in this chapter we are going to learn in theory classes, and in theory you learned regarding the Mendel laws in this chapter. So based on that, you will be having the questions as multiple choice questions. Okay. So here, as I said, the first 20 questions will be easy. The last 20 questions, if possible, we are going to discuss today. If not possible, tomorrow, first 10 minutes, we are going to discuss some of the tough questions on this chapter. The previous year questions, which are tough of this chapter, we are going to discuss, guys. Now let us brush up certain concepts, certain theoretical concepts related to this chapter. So I got a very good notes from one of the websites through Google regarding this chapter. I just want to share with you all a very nice document. I mean, very nice notes I got here. The principles of inheritance and variation. They mainly focused on this notes, mainly focused on certain important terminologies. That's why I downloaded it, guys. So genetics, we know that it is a branch of biology which deals with inheritance and variation. Inheritance andre process by which characters are passed from parents to offspring. This all we know. We will be learning this all in the this one theory class, right? We have to mainly focus on contrasting characters of Mendel. 7 characters he considered: stem height, flower color, flower position, pod shape, pod color, seed shape, and seed color. Out of these 7 contrasting characters, we have to focus on which is a dominant character and which is a recessive character. Adar mele focus ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Good morning, Soundarya. Fine. Next, we have to focus on certain terminology, certain terms. Biology andre, especially genetics ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ terms ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Terms ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Most of the students tell me the complaint that we cannot remember the terms. True breeding andre ಏನು, filial andre ಏನು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರತ್ತೆ. But when you see the sentence, you can't judge. Especially options ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. That is why read the terms very carefully, especially the definition of certain terms like true breeding, self-pollination, artificial cross-pollination, emasculation, and all. True breeding felines andre ಏನು were obtained from continuous self-pollination for several generations. True breeding variety ಹೇಗೆ obtain ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ continuous self-pollination ಮಾಡಿ we will get the true breeding felines. So we know that Gregor Mendel sir selected pea plant. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? Next, after the crossing, we will get first filial generation, then importance of inheritance of one gene. So Mendel ಅವರು gene ಗೆ factor ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, Mendel termed gene as factors. See, then after that, monohybrid cross we should focus on. Then Punnett square. What do you mean by Punnett square? Graphical representation to calculate the probability of all possible genotypes of offspring. Genotypes ಏನಿದೆ, phenotypes ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ. Physical character ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ you can judge the phenotype. But to know the genotype, we should make use of Punnett square. So ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, possible gametes are written on 2 sides, usually at the top row and the left column like this. Right? This is a Punnett square, guys. We know that, right? 10th standard ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ monohybrid cross genotypic ratio ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 1:2:1. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ phenotypic ratio 3:1 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. See here, just focus on these points. With the help of Punnett square, genotypic ratio in F2 generation can be found. From the above given Punnett, evident that genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಹೌದಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ, the ratio of 1:2:1 or this can be derived from a binomial equation expression ax plus by whole square. This is a new thing, right? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ax plus by whole square ಅನ್ನೋ binomial expression ಇಂದ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ 1/2. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, 1/4 1:2:1 ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಬರಿಬಹುದು, 1/4 1/2 1/4 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ just tap it on a screen, you will get video icon, click it, video ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಓಕೆ, 1:2:1 ಇದ್ದಾಗ 1/4:1/2 1/4. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಸ್ who is this, can you mute yourself please? Yeah. So 1:2:1 expression now you can also write as 1/4 1/2 1/4. So this can be derived from an expression binomial expression ax plus by whole square. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಮೋನೋಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 1/2. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1/2 ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 1/2 plus 1/2 t whole square in this equation, then it will be like this. You have to expand it. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will get 1/4 1/2 1/4 tt. ಟಾಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತವೆ, ಹೋಮೋಜೈಗಸ್ ಟಾಲ್ 1/4 ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಹೆಟೆರೋಜೈಗಸ್ ಟಾಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, 1/2 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಡಾರ್ಫ್ homozygous plants ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತವೆ, 1/4 ಇರ್ತವೆ. I hope this concept is clear for everyone. Guys, any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we proceed to some questions now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. So first we will be focusing on easy questions, then we will try tough questions. Okay, don't be overconfident for easy questions. Answer ಮಾಡ್ದೆ ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ question, ಯಾವನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ. Okay. The first question is, what according to Mendel was responsible for the inheritance of specific traits? Option A, genes. Option B, factors. Option C, chromosomes. Option D, DNA.
Option B, ma'am. Option B, ma'am. Option B.
Answer as option. Saundarya
Option B,
Pavitra.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. Saundarya Pavitra, Nidhi, Kumar, Chandru. Okay, Soumya Nara, Chaitra. Most of them voted for Veeresh, voted for option B, that is factors. Just now we discussed Mendel ಅವರು genes ಗೆ factors ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Prema and Kavita. Okay. Also attempted and answered as option B, Vidya. Okay, Gayatri. Fine, great. So Mendel discovered laws of inheritance. He attributed these being encoded by factors. Okay, then the structure of DNA by Dash received Nobel Prize in 1962. Option A, Maurice Wilkins. Option B, Rosalind Franklin. Option C, Francis Crick. Option D, Erwin Chargaff. Yes?
Option C, ma'am. Option C, ma'am.
Raj, option C. Chandru, Gayatri, Kumar. Okay. Saundarya, Vidya, Veeresh. Yes, Yashwan, Yuti, Kavita, Parvati, Lakshmi. Fine. Be fast. What about YouTube students? Prema. Okay, fine. Most of the YouTube students as well as the students in the chat box messaged as option C. Very easy question and very quick responses. Great. Option C, that is Francis Crick, is the right answer, guys. Let us proceed to the next question. What branch of biology focuses on the study of patterns of inheritance? Option A, genetics. Option B, immunology. Option C, evolution. Option D, ecology.
Option A, genetics, ma'am.
Genetics.
Option A, genetics by Kanchana Raj. Preeti, okay. Okay, fine. 1 minute.
Option A, ma'am, genetics.
Okay. Most of them are answering through my great, but suddenly I will not get to know who is answering. Whoever answers, good. Jyoti, Kumar, and Vidya, Veeresh, Yashwant. Okay. Pratibha. Prema, Parvati. Fine. So most of them are answering as option A. Genetics is the right answer. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by immunology? What is immunology? Can anyone try about it? Immunology andre ಏನು? Very easy question. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ answer. What is immunology?
Study of immunity.
Yes, Hemashri.
System.
Study of immune system is called immunology.
Study of
Right.
immunity.
What about? Okay, great. What about evolution?
Ma'am, study of physiology of human being from so many years ago. Till now.
Okay. Fine. Good answer and good attempt. Evolution is nothing but the gradual progress of a species.
Yes, ma'am.
Ecology. What do you mean by ecology, guys?
Study of environment.
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Study of ecosystem.
System. Study of environment.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Ecosystem.
Okay, fine. Study of interaction between biotic components and abiotic components in an environment is termed as ecology. Good. Let us proceed to the fourth question, guys. The process of transfer of characters from parents to offspring is called as option A, inheritance, option B, heritage, option C, genetics, option D, variation.
Option A, inheritance, ma'am. Option A.
Option A, inheritance. Chaitra, Kavita, Veeresh, Nuhu Sayyed, Lakshmi, Hemashri, Kumar. Nuhu Sayyed, I think you were absent for 2 classes. Vidya, Jyoti, Saumya Naral, Saundarya, Parvati, Deepti M, Yashwant. Fine. Most of them are Radha Kattimani. Last class attend ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು absent ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Okay. Fine. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. The first answer is the right answer is option A, inheritance is the right answer. Most of them, all of you are answering correctly. Good. This indicates your basic knowledge is strong. What determines the differences between progeny and parents? Progeny ಮತ್ತೆ parents ನಡುವೆ ಯಾವ factor differences ಇರತ್ತೆ? Don't answer now until I read the options. Option A, inheritance. Option B, heritage. Option C, genetics. Option D, variation.
Option D, variation.
Option D, variation, ma'am.
Variation.
Yuti, Kumar, Radha Kattimani, Kavita, Gayatri, Hemashri. Okay, Kanchana Raj. Vidya, Pratibha, Saumya Naral, Saundarya, Deepti, Veeresh, Nuhu Sayyed. Okay, most of them Prema. Most of them answered it correctly. Option A, inheritance is option D, variation is the right answer. Okay, sixth question. Sexual reproduction produces larger variations than asexual reproduction. Is it a true statement or a false statement?
True statement. True, ma'am. Option A, true, ma'am.
True statement.
As we can see, crossing over of chromosomes in the sexual reproduction, because genetic material of both the parents will get mixed, recombination of parental DNA takes place by fertilization. This results in increased frequency of variation in case of sexual reproduction. Let us focus on certain terminologies again, guys. Please be interactive. Then the next one is law of dominance. Yeah. Okay. Kumar, can you read out the slide, please? Are you here, Kumar? Kumar. No response. Okay. Chaitra, can you read out the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mendel's law of inheritance. Based on his experiments, Mendel proposed three laws of principles of inheritance: law of dominance, law of segregation.
1 minute. Yeah. Continue.
Law of independent assortment. Law of dominance and law of segregation are based on monohybrid cross, while law of independent assortment is based on dihybrid cross. Law of dominance. According to this law, characters are controlled by discrete units called factors, which occur in pairs with one member of pair dominating over the other in a dissimilar pair. This law explains expression of only one of the parental character in F1 generation and expression of both in F2 generation.
Okay. Thank you, Chaitra. Soundarya, can you read regarding test cross, please?
Test cross between F2 pregnancy and its homozygous recessive parent. This cross determines whether the dominant character is coming from homozygous dominant genotype or heterozygous genotype. Tallness coming from TT or TT. When TT is crossed with TT, we obtain all TT individuals in the pregnancy, whereas when TT is crossed with TT, we obtain TT and T dwarf individuals in pregnancy. Therefore, its tallness is coming from TT. Then we obtain all TT pregnancies in test cross. We obtain both tall and dwarf varieties in test cross if tallness is coming from TT.
Okay. It is progeny. Progeny is a progeny. Fine. So this is regarding the test cross as well as the Punnett square of monohybrid cross. Law of segregation, very important. This one, very important concept in this. Nidhi, are you here? Okay. Lohit, are you here? Whether he's present or no, because he didn't answer the questions. Lohit,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Read regarding law of segregation.
This law states that the two alleles of pair segregate or separate during gamete formation such that a gamete receives only one of the two factors. In homozygous parents, all gametes produced are similar, while in heterozygous parents, two kinds of gametes are produced in equal proportions.
Continue with incomplete dominance.
In incomplete dominance, F2 generation has a phenotype that does not resemble either of the two parents but is a mixture of the two. Example, flower color is dog flower, snapdragon, where R are red flowers, R are smaller white flowers, capital R smaller pink flowers. Here, genotypic ratio remains same as in Mendelian crosses, but phenotypic ratio changes since complete dominance is not shown by capital R, hence incomplete dominance.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Let us proceed to some questions. Seventh question. Which of the following approaches used by early humans is not an instance of exploitation of variation in population for the benefit of society? Option A, domestication of dog. Option B, domestication of cow. Option C, artificial selection of wheat as a crop. Option D, invention of fire.
Option D, invention of fire.
Option D, ma'am, invention of fire.
Kavita, Kumar, Pavitra, Yashwant, Dyuti, Veeresh, Nuhu Sayyed, Deepti M, Parvati, Saundarya, Radha Kattimani. Most of you are present but not answering. What is the reason? Prema, Vidya, Hemashri, Asha. Answer is option D, invention of Fire is the right answer. Invention of fire. Gayatri. Fine. 8th question. Okay. Who proposed the laws of inheritance in living organisms? Very easy question. Option A, Gregor Mendel. Option B, James Watson. Option C, Francis Crick. Option D, Erwin Chargaff.
Option A, ma'am. Gregor Mendel.
Option A, ma'am.
Gregor Mendel.
Right answer. Most of them answered in chat box as option A. Okay, correct. Fine. Option A is the right answer. 9th question goes like this. What technique in plant biology was used by Gregor Mendel to derive the patterns of inheritance? Option A, hybridization. Option B, mutagenesis. Option C, exportation.
Option A, ma'am.
Option B, hybridization. Hybridization.
Pallavi, Yeshwant, Hemashri, Radha, Saundarya, Kanchanat and Dikti through Mike, Asha, Pallavi, then Aishwarya, Veerish, Deepti, Saumyanara, Chandru, Chaitra, Dyuti. Most of them voted for option E, that is hybridization. Is the right answer. Fine. So Gregor Mendel carried out hybridization of pea plant with specific characters, seven contrasting characteristics. Which of the following is a recessive trait in pea plant? Dwarf stem height, violet flowers, axial flower, inflated pods. Recessive trait yaudu?
Option A, ma'am.
Option A, ma'am. Option A, ma'am. Dwarf stems.
Option A. Most of them voted for option A, that is dwarf, because violet, axial, inflated, all of these characters are dominant characters. So one of the recessive character is option A, good. Option A, dwarf stem height. Kavita, Vidya, Deepti, Asha, Lakshmi, Kumar, Dyuti, Pavitra, Parvati, Swati, Veeresh, Nuhu Sayyed, Prema, most of Saundarya are. Most of them voted for correct answer option A, 10th one. Then 11th question. Round and wrinkled seeds were one of the contrasting traits used by Mendel to devise the laws of inheritance. Option A, true. Option B, false.
True, ma'am.
Option A, ma'am.
ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರೌಂಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಂಕಲ್ಡ್ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಮೆಂಡಲ್ ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಟ್ರೂ. ಹಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ 7 pair of contrasting characters. So option A true is a right answer. Option A true is a right answer. Fine. Yeah. If you were to sample garden pea plants in Mendel's garden, which of the following statements would hold? Garden pea plants na nim garden ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಂಡಲ್ಸ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Read the statement properly. Option A, round seeds were more abundant than wrinkled seeds. Option B, wrinkled seeds were more abundant than round seeds. No, Sayyid, please mute yourself. Both round and wrinkled seeds were equally abundant. Option D, answer depends on time of a day when sampling is done.
Option A, round seeds were more abundant.
Option A, ma'am.
Option A, ma'am. Round seeds are more abundant than wrinkled seeds.
Yashwant, Deepti, Dyuti, Lakshmi, Veeresh, Swati, Kavita, Nidhi, Saundarya, Hemashri, Aishwarya, Gayatri, most of them voted for option A, that is round seeds were more abundant than wrinkled seed. Let us check. Option A is the right answer. So here, dominant allele can express even in the presence of recessive allele. Hence, dominant phenotype is more common. So as round is a dominant phenotype, option A is the right answer. Next, what was model organism used by Mendel to give the laws of inheritance? Very easy question. Garden peas, wild peas, basket peas, bottle gourd.
Option A, ma'am.
Garden peas.
Garden peas. is the right answer.
Garden peas, ma'am.
Concepts again. Most of you are not involving or participating in giving answers. Fine. Soumya, can you read it? What is dominance?
Yes, ma'am. A diploid organism produces two copies of gene which need not to be identical and may have minor alterations. Suppose a normal gene produces a product P, then the altered version of it must produce a non-functional product P or non-product at all. The altered version of the gene must not perform the function that a normal gene performs. It must affect the phenotype. The original gene is said to be a dominant while the modified gene is a recessive.
Okay. Can you read about codominance?
Yes, ma'am. In codominance, the P1 progeny resembles both the parents. Example, ABO blood groups in human being. ABO blood groups are controlled by gene 1 and gene first has a three alleles. First, I1, IB and I. A person possesses any two of three alleles. IA and IB dominant over I, but with each other, IA and IB are codominants. IA and IB contain A and B type of sugars, while I does not contain any sugar.
Okay, thank you. Fourteen question. Which of the following is not an attribute associated with Mendel study? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಮೆಂಡೆಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಸೈಜ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ರಿಲಯಬಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಬಲ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್.
Option D, frequent killing of model
Option D,
organism.
ma'am. Frequent killing of model organism.
ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ, ಚಂದ್ರು, ಕುಮಾರ್, ನುಹು ಸೈಯದ್, ಶ್ವೇತಾ, ಕವಿತಾ, ದ್ಯುತಿ, ದೀಪ್ತಿ ಎಂ, ವೀರೇಶ್, ಪವಿತ್ರ, ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ, ಪ್ರವೀಣ್. Most of them voted for option D, that is frequent killing of model organism is the right answer. Shweta, Prema. Then, okay. Then, 15th question, which of the following is not a pair of contrasting character? Green and yellow pods, full and constricted pods, axial and terminal flowers, pink and white flowers.
B, ma'am.
Option B, ma'am. Full and constricted pods.
Pink and white flowers.
Option B, ma'am.
Option B, ma'am.
Read it carefully. Read the question carefully.
Option D, pink and white flowers.
Chat answers I got as option B. Few of them answered as option D. Rajeshwari, Saundarya, then Samarth, Dyuti, Shanti, Kumar, Lakshmi, Pallavi, Preeti. B and D. ಎರಡು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇರಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಾತಿ, ದೀಪ್ತಿ ಎಂ, Samarth. Option E, Samarth. Vidya. Green and yellow pods are the contrasting character. Axial and terminal flowers are the contrasting character. Constricted and full are also the contrasting character. Pink and white flowers. Ali purple athwa violet and white flowers ide. Pink and white flowers illa. So option D is the right answer. Read the question carefully and then answer. See, this is a simple question. Yet too many of them answered as option B. That is why all of you should attempt anta helodu. Most of them are sitting idle. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಚಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಮೈಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. What was the type of pea lands used by Mendel? True breeding, false breeding, not breeding, indefinitely breeding. Which kind of pea lines will be used by Mendel?
Option A, ma'am. True breeding.
Option A, breeding.
Option A, ma'am. True breeding.
Option A, ma'am.
Veeresh, Kumar, Vidya, Swati, Nuhu Sayyed, Gayatri, Parvati, Praveen, Asha Patil, Chaitra. Okay. Option A, true breeding lines is the right answer. Okay. Kanchana Raj, can you read out the slide, please?
Yes, ma'am. True breeding lies have undergone continuous self-pollination and keep showing stable trait inheritance of several generations. Mendel conducted experiments using several true breed lines. A true breed line is one that has undergone self-pollination and show a stable trait inheritance for several generations.
Okay. That is 2 times. The sentence got repeated 2 times. Okay. True breeding lines ಹೇಗಾಗತ್ತೆ? Continuous self-pollination ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಒಂದ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ after the pollination and fertilization, one stable agiro lines siktave, varieties siktave. So that is called as true breeding lines. Option A is the right answer. What method is used to produce a true breeding line? Self pollination, cross pollination, artificial pollination, allogamy.
Self-pollination.
Self-pollination.
Vitra,
Pollination, ma'am.
Deepti, Soumya told
Yeah, ma'am.
okay. Vinayak, option A. Veerish, Parvati, Teju, Kumar, Shwetaji, Chaitra, Kanchana Raj. Okay.
Option A, ma'am.
So option told option A, that is self pollination, is the right answer. What about artificial pollination? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by artificial pollination? What do you mean by artificial pollination?
The pollination which does not occur by nature, by itself.
Okay. Okay. Good. What do you mean by allogamy? Anyone? Allogamy andre ಏನು? Fine. 17 question is there. 18, 19. ಎರಡು question ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ I will see who is going to tell about allogamy. I couldn't hear you, Deepti.
Ma'am, allogamy. The fertilization of a flower by pollen from another flower, especially one or on different.
Fine. I heard your answer, but if you type it and send in a chat box, it will be helpful to everyone. Preeti
Okay.
answered as option. She said that these are called sex gametes. Allosomes, sex chromosomes antare. Allogamy andre it is a process that is different. Good attempt. Fine. 18th question goes like this, guys. Which of the following is a dominant character in pea plant? Tall stem height, white flower, terminal flower, constricted pods. Yes.
Option
Option A.
white flower. Option B, white flower.
Vidya, Veeresh.
Option A, ma'am.
Option A, Gyuti, Asha, Saundarya, Radha. Option A, that is tall stem height, is the right answer. 19th question. Okay, this is regarding contrasting characters, stem height, flower color, flower position, pod shape, pod color, seed color. Dominant to recessive gottide. Violet color ನೋಡಿ. It is not a pink color. Violet color is dominant here. Flower position ಅಲ್ಲಿ axial dominant ಇದೆ. Then pod shape ಅಲ್ಲಿ inflated. Inflated ಅಂದ್ರೆ the other name is full. Green, yellow. Pod color ಅಲ್ಲಿ green is dominant. Seed color ಅಲ್ಲಿ yellow is dominant. Okay. What is the process of removal of anther is termed? Removal of anthers ಗೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ? Demasculation, emasculation, remasculation, masculation.
Option B, ma'am.
B, ma'am.
Aishwarya, Lakshmi, Shweta, Veeresh, Shanti, Saundarya, Vidya, Chaitra, Parvati, Asha. S. Kumar, Nuhu Sayyid, Radha Kattini. Okay. Option B, emasculation, is the right answer. Fine. 20th question. What process needs to be avoided for carrying of efficient crosses? Efficient cross ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಯಾವ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್, ಬಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್, ಸಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ, ಡಿ ಪಾಲನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್.
Option A,
Self-pollination. Option A, ma'am. Self-pollination.
self-pollination.
Okay. Kavita, then Nuhu Sayyid, Chaitra, Shanti, most of them answered as option E, that is self-pollination. Option E, self-pollination is the right answer. 21st. Okay. Just a minute. Now, I'm going to assign some work to some of the students here, selected students, which I got from chits. Okay. Chits ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನೇ ಚಿಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆ. So I selected a few students among it. ಹೇಗೆ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗಂತ ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಡಿ. Chaitra. Then who is that? Kumar ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೋಹಿತ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್
Different students, ma'am. Lohit bere, Kumar bere, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Chaitra, Samarth, Lohit, Soumya Narag. Whether all the 4 students are present physically and mentally in the session, please.
Yes,
Please say
ma'am.
yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Samarth to Lohit, fine. Okay. So tomorrow's task is, as we discussing regarding principles of inheritance and variation. Howda? So ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ರು 2 questions from this chapter, 2 MCQ, that is CET or NEET questions of this chapter you have to select and you have to send me in a chat box. Session start at takshna, you have to send me in a chat box. Can you do it? Only 2 questions for each. Is it possible, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Makkana
ma'am.
time. Girls are answering. What about boys? Ellidirappa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 2 questions of principle of variation and principle of inheritance and variation. Only 2 questions. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, let us proceed with the concepts again. Don't be remain absent. I'm sorry. Then we have regarding the multiple alleles. Okay. Samarth, are you here? Samarth. Please read out the slide.
Multiple alleles when more than 2 alleles control a character, as in human blood groups. Multiple alleles are used in population studies. Inheritance of 2 genes, dihybrid cross, and law of independent assortment. Inheritance of two genes, dihybrid cross. In dihybrid cross, we consider 2 characters. Example, seed color and seed shape. Yellow color and round shape is dominant over green color and wrinkled shape.
Okay. This is regarding phenotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio. Can anyone tell me what is the genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross?
9:3:3:1.
Phenotypic ratio allappa. Phenotypic ratio go to genotypic ratio.
1:2.
1:2:1 is a genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross. Okay. ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ dihybrid cross genotypic ratio is very big. So how you have to remember it is, Kavita, please mute yourself. All of you mute yourself, please. Kavita. Yeah. Okay. ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು dihybrid cross genotypic ratio ಅಂದ್ರೆ 4:1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 1:1:1:1 4:1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 4:2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 2:2:2:2:2 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 1:4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 4 1:1:1:1 ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 4:1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 4:2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 1:4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. someone message it correctly. ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 1:2:1:2:4:2:1:1 ಓಕೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ನೆನಪು ಹೇಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 4:1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 4:2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 1:4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross. Okay. Saundarya, can you read law of independent assortment?
Law of independent assortment when two pairs of triads are combined in a hybrid, one pair of characteristic segregates independent of the other pair of character. In a dihybrid cross between two plants having round yellow and ring-colored green seeds, four types of gametes are produced. Each of these segregate independent of each other, each having a frequency of 25% of the total gametes produced.
Okay, thank you, Soundarya. So here, as you can see, guys, I will ask few questions from this document itself. Law of inheritance ಅಥವಾ law of dominance ಅನ್ನ through which cross Mendel determined. I repeat, through which experiment Gregor Mendel determined or gave the law of inheritance or law of dominance. ಯಾವ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಅವರು ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪುಟ್ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Yes.
Incomplete dominance.
ಅಲ್ಲ. Mainly, Gregor Mendel did two experiments, guys. One is monohybrid cross, the other one is dihybrid cross. Monohybrid cross and then dihybrid cross. So monohybrid cross ಅಲ್ಲಿ test cross ಮಾಡಿ he will say or he will put forth law of dominance ಅಂತ. As now Soundarya read law of independent assortment. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು second point ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ with the help of dihybrid cross he gave a statement regarding law of independent assortment. So dihybrid cross ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಸಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಗ್ರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಸಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎದರಿಂದ ಡೈಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಇಂದ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವರು ಮೋನೋಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಇಂದ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. Now, rediscovery of Mendel's work. Fine. Anyone? Pavitra. So she messaged me that she wants to read. Okay, can you read, Pavitra?
Yes, ma'am. Rediscovery of Mendeleev's work. Mendeleev's work remained unrecognized for several years because of the following reasons: lack of communication of publicity, his concept of factors as discrete units that did not blend with each other was not accepted in the light of variation occurring continuously in nature. Mendel's approach to explain biological phenomenon with the help of mathematics we also not expected. In 1993, scientist Hugo divides currents and one Tescom independently rediscovered Mendeleev's work.
Thank you. So here, most of us, we will neglect these all scientists' names. I will repeat today, this year, one of the competitive exam, government competitive exam, PUC, CET ಅಲ್ಲ, higher degree ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ exams ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, competitive exams ಅಲ್ಲಿ, they asked this question. ಮೆಂಡಲ್ ನವ್ರನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು 3 ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. So most of you will remember only one name or two names and will get confused. Options ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ನೇಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. So it is very necessary to know all 3 names. Hugo de Vries, Corinth, and von Schema. Okay. The next one is Soundarya, please mute yourself. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. I request Prema. Can you read this?
Yes, ma'am. By 19,000, due to the advance of microscopic, chromosomes are also discovered. Sutton and Boveri discovered that the behavior of chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes. Chromosomes and genes both occur in pairs. 2 alleles of a gene pair are located on homologous sites of homologous chromosome. Sutton and Boveri further proposed that it is the pairing and separation of a pair of chromosomes that ultimately leads to the segregation of the pairs of factors they carry. Union of knowledge of chromosome segregation with the Mendelian principle constitute chromosomal theory of inheritance.
Okay, thank you, Prema. Now, let us discuss some questions again. 21st, okay. 21st. What is, just a minute. Yeah, what is generation of plants produced by the crossing of true breeding plants called? True breeding plants ಅನ್ನ cross ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಸಿಗೋದು ಯಾವುದು? Option A F1, option B F0, option C F2, option D F3. Yes, be fast, guys. What about YouTube students?
Option A, ma'am.
Option A F1 is the right answer. Shweta, Chaitra, Diti, Swati, Gayatri, Shanti, Shweta again. Okay. Then Veeresh, Samath, all of them answered as option A, that is F1 is the right answer. Then what does F in F1 progeny stands for? Option A filial, option B filial, option C phylum, option D pillar. Chandru answered as option B. Then Chaitra option A, Samarth option B, Vidya option A.
Option B, ma'am.
Okay, option B. Someone answered as option B through mic. I don't know. Veeresh B, Parvati A, Dyuti B, Shanti A, Lakshmi, Prema. Most of them voted for A. Kavita B, Saundarya B. Okay. See how they have given options. It is a very easy question. Okay. So now they are testing your spellings, dictations, guys. Filial anta andre F-I-L-I-A-L. It is not filial, B-L. Even though pronunciation is same, spellings are different. So they made you confused. Who answered option A? They are right. Option B is the wrong answer. Option A, ಮತ್ತೆ option C, ಮತ್ತೆ option D, and so these are not related to this question. So A or B, most of you answered as option B. Few of you answered as option A. Option A, filial is the right answer. Filial. Chaitra, Praveen, and all voted for option A. Good. So filial, option A is the right answer. What should be the phenotype of the F1 progeny produced by a cross between tall and dwarf true breeding garden pea plants? ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ tall ಮತ್ತೆ dwarf true breeding garden pea plants ನ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ F1 ಪ್ರೋಜನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿನೋಟೈಪ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಟಾಲ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಡಾರ್ಕ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್.
Option A, tall plants, ma'am.
Option
Chandru, Samar, Ati, Chandru voted for option C. Lakshmi, Vicky, Saundarya, Pratibha, Pavitra, Veeresh, Nuhu, Sayed, Kumar, Parvati, Shweta, Niki. Most of them voted Prema, Aishwarya. Most of them voted for option A. Someone selected option C. Intermediate plants will barala. Intermediate. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ incomplete dominant ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So you will not get intermediate plants here. And most of them, some of them answered as option D, mixed population. In second cross, that is by getting F2 generation, you will get mixed population. Some of the plants will be tall, some of the plants will be dark. So in true breeding lines agirodrinda, in the F1 generation, guys, you will get tall plants. Option A, tall plants is the right answer. Great. 24th question goes like this, guys. Anisha, yeah. Concentrate here, please mute yourself, Gayatri and Saundarya. Okay. 24th question, until I read complete question, don't answer. I is equal to inflated. Small letter I is equal to lowercase I is equal to constricted. Given that the phenotype of F1 progeny is inflated pots and that the parents are true breeding, which of the following is not a possible genotype? Until I read the question, please don't answer. Okay, fine. Inflated, I constricted, given that the phenotype of F1 progeny in inflated pots and that the parents are true breeding, which of the following is not a possible genotype? A, parent 1, I, parent 2, small letter I. Fine. Then A, parent 1, I, parent 2, I, parent 1, I, C, parent 2, small letter. T, parent 1, small letter I, parent 2, capital letter I. Okay. Most of them answered as option A. Few of them voted for option C. Okay. Vidya answered as option C. Lohit, Yeah, you said to discuss some tough questions today. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈಸಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, ನಾಳೆ ಟಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರಿಂಗ್ ಈಸಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಟಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಸಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗ್ ಬರಲ್ವೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಟಫ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಾಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಐ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಾಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ. ಐ ಐ ಐ ಐ ಅನ್ನ when it crossed with I, first option ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, so we will get gametes as ಒಂದು capital letter I, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು small letter I. So when fertilization occurs in the F1 generation, we will get II, where all the plants will be having inflated. All the plants will be having inflated form because inflated is dominant. Secondly, parent one ಏನಿದೆ I ಇದೆ, capital letter I ಇದೆ. Just a minute. Parent one ಏನಿದೆ, capital letter I ಇದೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ 2 ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಐ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಐ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಐ. ವೆನ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಕರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೆಟ್ ದ F1 generation ಅಲ್ಲಿ we will get all the things as inflated, all the plants as inflated. So idu enagatte, this option will also not come. In case of option C, parent 1 ಏನಿದೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, parent 1 I small letter I ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? parent 2, so her genotype is also small letter I. Gamete formation ಆದಾಗ small letter I, that is constricted. Fertilization ಆದಾಗ in F1 generation we will get II, small letter II. So small letter II andre the plants will be having constricted. The plants will be having constricted shape, right? So that is why option C is the right answer. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ F1 ಪ್ರೋಜನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ we should get inflated pods ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. But we are getting here constricted pods, right? Option C is the right answer. Option C is the right answer. Okay? Then C and D ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ selected as option D. D ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, D ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ 1 ಏನಿದೆ I small letter I ಇದೆ. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ 2 ಏನಿದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ I, that is inflated pods. ಸೊ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು inflated ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. When fertilization occurs, we will get II, heterozygous condition ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ as inflated is dominant, we will get inflated plants only. So D is also not an option. Option C is the right answer. Understood? Don't get confused.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Next, 24th question, then 25th question. What should be the phenotype of a cross between violet and white flower true breeding garden tree plants? Violet true plant. Parent 1 ಏನಿದೆ violet ಇದೆ, parent 2 white flower ಇದೆ. ಅವ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ F1 generation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ? ವಯೋಲೆಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ವೈಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಪಿಂಕ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ರೆಡ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್?
ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಚಂದ್ರು, ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಕವಿತಾ, ಶ್ವೇತಾ, ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ, ಶಾಂತಿ, ಯಶವಂತ್, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ, ಗಾಯತ್ರಿ, ಕುಮಾರ್, ಪ್ರೇಮ, ಪಲ್ಲವಿ, ನುಹು, ಸಯ್ಯದ್, ದ್ಯುತಿ. Most of them answered as option A. So illéನಾಗತ್ತೆ, when you considered violet flowers, capital letter I, and when you consider white flowers, when they cross with each other in the gamete formation, you will get V and V gamete. So due to the fusion of gametes, the F1 generation or the generation of progeny, we will get violet flowers. So option A, violet flower is the right answer. Next one, 26th question. With green pods as a dominant trait over yellow, which of the following process will result in all progeny having yellow pods? ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಪಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕಲರ್ ಪಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇವನ್ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿನೂ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಜೀನೋಟೈಪಿಕ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ genotypic ratio we will get yellow pods only. So option A, homozygous green and homozygous yellow, heterozygous green and heterozygous yellow, homozygous yellow and homozygous yellow, homozygous green and homozygous green. Who is going to answer this first? Chandru, Aishwarya, Pallavi. Option C, na? Homozygous yellow, homozygous yellow. Okay. Veeresh, Dyuti. Some of them answered as option A. Option A ಏನಿದೆ? Homozygous green. Homozygous green. Green dominant ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So we will take Y ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Okay, as yellow is there. Otherwise, okay, Y. This is green color. Okay. Green color dominant ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ homozygous yellow ಜೊತೆ, homozygous yellow is a recessive. Small letter Y. So gamete formation ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ Y ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Right? Then we will get in the F1 generation capital letter Y, small letter y. So capital letter Y andre it is a dominant character. Dominant character ಏನಿದೆ? Green color ಇದೆ. So we will get green pods. So first option is wrong. Option A ಅಂತ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, option A is wrong, guys. Okay. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ most of you answered as option C ಅಂತ, right? Option C ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. Option C ಅಲ್ಲಿ homozygous yellow small letter as it is a recessive character. Next is crossed with homozygous yellow again. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ gamete formation will be Y and Y, small letter Y. When these will undergo fertilization, we will get recessive, homozygous recessive, that is YY, where all the pods will be yellow in color. So option C is the right answer. Oh, most of you answered it. Okay, then 27th question. The cross of true breeding yellow and green seeded pea plant can only produce yellow seeded progeny. Option A true, option B false. True breeding yellow ಮತ್ತೆ green plants ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ yellow seeded progeny ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Option A true ಇದೆ, option B false ಇದೆ.
Option B false, ma'am.
Option B false, ma'am.
Then what is the right statement? Okay, most of you answering option B. Then what is the right statement? Adu false statement ಆದ್ರೆ right statement ಏನು? See. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಪಾಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್, ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಇಸ್ ರಿಸೆಸಿವ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇನ್ನ 27 ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್, ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಈಸ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಸೀಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ವೈ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಟ್ರೂ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ವೈ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇವೆರಡು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಆದಾಗ, ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆದಾಗ Y we will get. Then F1 generation, fertilization ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ we will get F1 hybrids. F1 hybrids ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ? Y ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That is capital letter Y, small letter y. So we will get here green plants as green is dominant. Green plants ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? As green will be dominant. So this statement is false. As they said, it is a yellow seeded progeny. It should be green seeded progeny. Next, if VV, that is capital letter VV produces violet flowers and VV, small letter VV produces white flowers, what will be the phenotype and genotype of the F1 progeny? anta kelidare. So it is not TT here, it is VV here, heterozygous violet, and this is small letter VV here, and here it is homozygous violet, then heterozygous violet, then here it is VV, capital letter VV, then heterozygous VV, then small letter VV.
Option D, ma'am.
Okay. F1 progeny ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. F1 progeny. See here. Confuse ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. F1 progeny violet flowers ಇದೆ. Just a minute. Okay. Violet flowers crossed with white flowers, which is recessive. Okay. Gamete formation ಅಲ್ಲಿ V, then small letter v. When fertilization occurs, we will get capital letter V, small letter v. This is as F1 progeny, F1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಹೌದಾ? So F1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Heterozygous violet. V is a dominant violet. So all the F1 hybrids we will get as violet. Most of you, almost all of you answered first as option D. ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? F2 progeny ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Then the right answer is option A, that is all violet. Capital that is VV, heterozygous VV. Now you guys are answering option A. See, this is a fate of easy questions also. Fine. Understand ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ? Next. Take your time. Simply don't ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕಾಪಿ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. 29th question. The factor which expresses in homozygous and heterozygous conditions are called dominant recessive gene allele. Homozygous condition ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, heterozygous condition ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. What is it called as? ಚಂದ್ರು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ, ಶಾಂತಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, ಪಲ್ಲವಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ,
D, ma'am.
ಕಾಂಚನರಾಜ್, ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ದ್ಯುತಿ, ವೀರೇಶ್, Kavita, Yashwar. Option D, that is alleles, is the right answer. Fine. Okay. Fine. So this is about some questions on principles of variation, inheritance and variation. Tomorrow we are going to discuss some of the tough questions from this chapter, that is first 10 minutes. Okay. Then after that we are going to discuss about a new concept which will get the message in the morning tomorrow. And I have assigned some work to Samarth, Lohit, and then Chaitra, and one more. I don't remember her name. Chaitra ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ? Anyone?
Saumya.
Okay, Saumya. Chaitra, Saumya, Samarth, and Lohit. You guys should be present tomorrow compulsory. And you guys should message me your questions, first 2 questions on this chapter with options. Fine? Okay. Then let us end up the session here. Any doubts?
Ma'am, Kumar asking about marks.
Which marks you are asking about?
Don't know. Ma'am, maybe
1 minute.
weightage of this lesson.
Okay, weightage of this lesson is 4. 4 or 5, I guess. I will let you know tomorrow, Kumar, exact number. 5 ಅಥವಾ 6 ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ರೇಂಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Did you get, Kumar? Okay, let us end up the session here, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.